Hi everybody, welcome to my live stream. You all know my name. My name remains flammable. Now, we have a very crucial issue to talk about today. You all are asking me, where did I come from? How many siblings do I have? What's my tribe? Think about how the internet affects your daily life. Think about how the society has changed as a result of the internet. Today, we step into the future of the internet, where every click holds the key to a decentralized.
Welcome to Tech Mode, your premier source for cutting-edge tech insights. Today, we are embarking on a thrilling journey through the evolution of the web to the groundbreaking rhythm of Web 3. Web 1, the static web, lasted from 1991 to 2004. It was a one-way highway where users were mere spectators. But soon, the wind of change blew with Web 2, ushering an era of social media and user-generated content. User-generated content platforms like YouTube and Facebook boast billions of active users, empowering individuals to create and share content globally. The e-commerce sector has surged, with sales reaching $4.28 trillion in 2020 and projected to exceed $6.38 trillion by 2024. Social media platforms have revolutionized marketing, with global and spending expected to grow from $138.4 billion in 2020 to $225.4 billion by 2024. The collaborative economy driven by platforms like Uber and Airbnb has created millions of jobs. Cloud computing powered by Web 2.0 saw its market value rise to $371.4 billion in 2020, with projections to reach $832.1 billion by 2025. Online education has flourished, with the e-learning market expected to grow from $144 billion in 2019 to $374.3 billion by 2026. Communication tools like Zoom and Slack have become indispensable, with Zoom's daily meeting participants skyrocketing from 10 million in December 2019 to over 300 million by April 2020. These figures underscore the transformative power of Web 2.0 in shaping the digital economy and enhancing global connectivity. But hold onto your keyboard, because the real adventure begins with Web 3. Imagine a world where power is distributed, where data is yours to control. That's the promise of Web 3, fueled by cutting-edge technologies like blockchain.
Web 3 is all about decentralization technically, but putting it in a way everyone can understand is about putting power back into the hands of the internet users, away from decentralized platforms that control our data and digital assets.
With great promise comes great skepticism. Critics argue that Web3 is just another buzzword, with venture capitalists wielding too much influence over its development.
Web3 has its challenges, no doubt, from issues of governance to concerns about scalability. There are hurdles to overcome, but the potential for positive change is immense. The concern should be how it will address issues of data privacy, censorship and the rest, and what benefits does this bring to the user.
Close your eyes and rewind to that moment, the first time you ventured into the digital realm. Now, imagine unlocking the secrets of that journey with our guide.
Remember the dial-up tunes and the trio that came with your first email? That was just the beginning. As the internet evolved, so did our relationship with it. But what were the pivotal moments that shaped this ever-changing landscape?
From the birth of the World Wide Web to the rise of social media empires, each twist and turn has shaped the digital world we inhabit today. In the early days of the internet, there was Web 1, a static world where information flowed in one direction, from creators to consumers. Websites were like digital billboards offering limited interaction and engagements. Though Web 1 revolutionized communication and information access, it had its limitations. Users were passive spectators, unable to contribute or collaborate in meaningful ways. The internet was a vast knowledge repository, but it lacked the dynamic interactive experiences we take for granted today. With the advent of Web 2, the internet became a platform for social interaction, creativity, and collaboration. Web 2 was a game changer. It transformed the internet from a static medium into a dynamic interactive ecosystem. Social media platforms like Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter empowered users to create and share content, revolutionizing how we connect and communicate online. Web 2 wasn't just about social networking. It also brought about the era of mobile apps and e-commerce, reshaping how we shop, work, and play in the digital age.
While Web 2 has been revolutionary, it is impossible not to ponder what hidden potentials await the discovery within depth of Web 3.
In Web 2, your data and content are managed by centralized platforms. But Web 3 aim is to flip this model on its head, meaning the ownership of virtual items from social media avatars to songs will be replaced in the hands of users through non-fungible tokens. Joining us in the studio is Victoria Oladosun, a seasoned data-driven software product manager currently working at the intersection of product management and data analytics. Victoria is also passionate about emerging technologies.
Thank you for having me.
All right, Victoria, as a vibrant and industrious individual, let me begin by addressing a pressing concern that resonates everywhere. Are you an advocate for change or a player driving it? Especially, I'm referring to women participation in tech ecosystem.
I do not want to focus on women not being the star of this ecosystem. I would rather focus on encouraging more women. Find your voice. Know that you have a space in tech, in STEM. Know that you have a voice. You can find it. People, guys that learned it, or men that are in this ecosystem now, that have found their way there. They did not just do it in one day. It's not like they were born with it or built with it. They also found the passion, they learned it, and then they were able to find their path in it. So as women, you can also do that. You just need a little encouragement. So yeah, we've not been given the opportunity, but I feel like we can find the opportunity ourselves and grab it.
Okay, and that prompts me to, at this point or at this junction, emphasize that NTA is committed to providing inclusive platforms where every voice can be heard, with a presence at state, local, and community levels, empowering expression, showcase, and enlightenment for all. So, Victoria, briefly, can you walk us through the limitation of Web 1 or 1.0, as it were, to our current experiences?
I would say the key limitations of Web 1 was it being static. So everything about the web was static. There was no interaction. And that was what brought in Web 2. More of interaction, more of interactive things happening on the web where you can interact. And now you can even have a chat box inside a website where you can go there, interact yourself. You know, even on Twitter, on LinkedIn, if you want to talk about something, there's a place where you can go and check or confirm what you want to talk about, or you see a news on Twitter, there's a place where you can confirm if what that news is saying is true, or if it's like confirm its authenticity. So yeah, Web3 is all about that, and I can see it even doing better in the future.
Looking back, we have witnessed unprecedented level of interactivity and engagement. However, this has been accompanied by a surge in privacy and security concerns. Can Web3 be a revolutionary solution to addressing these issues?
Yes, Web3 can revolutionize these areas because that is the main purpose of Web3. It is built on blockchain technology, meaning it's here for your data privacy, it's here for secure gateway channels, and that is why Web3 is here. So you can be rest assured that your data is private, your data is secured, every payment gateway is secured. So the main reason for it being built on this blockchain technology is that we're going to have secured payment channels. So that's why you can see that you want to buy something online, take any e-commerce platform or channel, for example, you want to buy something, you can easily make payments online without being scared. You can easily input your card details online, have your payment made via that channel because it is secure. So that's the reason for Web3. And we have not even fully explored Web3. We still have a lot to do with Web3. And this is just the beginning, yet we're experiencing secure data privacy. So yes, I can say that Web3 is all about data privacy.
All right. Web3 is decentralized. However, would you like to explain it so that everyone can understand?
How I like to explain Web3 is like you have Web2 as you having a house, but there's like an owner of the house, there's a landlord that owns the house, that owns the land, that owns everything. But then Web3 is like you taking a leap. You own the house, you own the land, you also own the community, the whole neighborhood. So it's giving you ownership and taking out middlemen. So that's how I can explain it. And when you have authority or a freedom like that, it means that you have control over everything. And definitely there's no slowing down with that. Once you have control over something, it means that you can go forward with that. You can do practically anything with that kind of technology.
A break beacon. Please don't go away.
Unlimited.
Welcome back. We are glad you are still here. So, Victoria, back to you. Big players like YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook dominate the current web landscape. How will the shift to Web3 impact these giants as we users take control?
Okay, I think it could impact them positively. Talk of YouTube, Meta in general, talk of Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp. Web3 is going to impact them positively because these big players are the actual users of this Web3. They use it in all of their platforms, all of their channels. You need to have secure data. Our data is everywhere out there. You're using WhatsApp, you have your data there, your information. You're using Instagram, your information is there. You're using Facebook, your information is there. So all of these places needs our information, our data to be properly secured. And definitely that means that they're the big users of Web3. And I'm sure that they have even started to explore things in Web3 that we do not even know about yet. So definitely they're the big users of Web3, and we can't wait to explore more. I myself, I feel confident in Web3. I feel confident in testing out anything that rolls out under this web because it is built on data privacy and security.
All right. What does security mean to you in the context of Web3? And what are you reaching out for?
As a tech entrepreneur, as a data product manager, my information is out there. I use data every day. I have access to data every day. I explore data every day. So imagine my data was not secure. Or imagine I do not have access to interactive platforms. I am definitely not going to enjoy tech as much as I enjoy it now. The only reason why I'm enjoying tech is because my data is secure. The only reason why I'm enjoying tech is because I have access to a decentralized system, right? So that's why I'm enjoying Web3. The only thing that I would really, really wish for is that we make more use of it in our homeland. I feel like we have not fully explored Web3 in Nigeria. Imagine I want to recharge my electricity unit, and then I do it on my, thank God we've even been able to scale through that. I can buy this electricity unit on my phone, but then it gives me a token that I have to go and input on the electricity meter. Why can't I just do everything online and then it receives it immediately, and then I don't have to go and input that? So we need more interactive things like that. We need to be able to build things like that, make use of the Web3, make use of emerging technologies that will include this Web3, and I feel like we can flourish. So I have enjoyed Web3, I have enjoyed data privacy via these platforms, via big players like we mentioned earlier, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, social media, and websites that are not even social media channels. I've enjoyed it, and I can't wait for emerging technologies to keep using this, and probably even till where we get to the Web 4 era.
All right, that was a wonderful contribution, Victoria. We're glad to have you on Take Mode.
Thank you for having me.
Naomi was at the event organized by Digital Transformation Center Nigeria, and she has a glimpse.
Digital literacy is essential for empowerment and societal progress in the rapidly evolving digital landscape. Nigeria faces a digital divide, with over 50% of the 200 million population lacking digital skills. Many rural areas lack access to digital infrastructure and skills. This divide affects financial inclusion, education, and health sectors. Digital literacy is vital for empowerment and societal progress, encompassing skills beyond basic device use. Equipping Nigerians with digital skills will boost the economy, reduce unemployment, enhance productivity, and attract investment. The National Digital Literacy Framework aims to standardize digital education and bridge this divide, empowering citizens to participate meaningfully in the digital economy. One of the speakers emphasized the importance of implementing digital sector policies to curb unemployment and drive youth development. He shared insights from discussions with the government officials about crafting coherent digital policies to boost the economy in our increasingly digitized world. The event featured diverse digital policy dialogues with an ambitious goal of building 5 million digital users.
And we do not underestimate the impact of policy on this. Our main aim in engaging in policy work is to achieve scalable and sustainable impact, with clear guidance and direction to align efforts, equity and inclusion towards promoting cooperation and innovation-friendly environment.
Plans are in place to engage youth club members across Nigeria's 774 local governments, as the initiative aims to implement digital education nationwide. It also emphasizes the critical role of the primary and secondary school education in equipping students with essential digital skills.
Today, we are implementing that framework together with the ecosystem, with an ambitious target of achieving 95% digital literacy level by 2030. And we have a midterm target of achieving 70% by 2027. We've seen citizens taking ownership to drive the implementation of the National Digital Literacy Framework.
The Permanent Secretary reiterated that a robust digital economy is the backbone of any advanced nation.
Collaborative decision-making. By leveraging digital platforms and tools, we will facilitate collaborative decision-making process. This will enable us to harness the collective intelligence of our communities to drive more effective and innovative solutions.
The event concluded with the handover of the Participatory Policy Information Framework, a strong commitment to advancing digital literacy for Nigeria's digital future.
What's the prompt on Techno?
The vulnerabilities that developers do not put in mind that hackers exploit. And one of the vulnerabilities I will talk about is the insufficient input validation. Now, when you see somebody before now, when we want to log in on maybe a login form, and you usually find the input feed for the username and the password. Now, if a developer does not, or when making for the development of that code, he did not put a sufficient input validation, then it makes room for even a command to be inserted in his username. When you do this, a hacker cannot come and impute a command. Not paying attention to your input validation will lead to what hackers imputing malicious command to gaining access into your site. The other one I will talk about is what improper authentication and section management. The point I will give is the not limiting the rate of the entry is that when somebody tries to log in, if the person tries it 3 times, then they will be barred from trying to log in except they provide a proof. But if you limit it, you will see that once they try 1 to 3 times, you will be informed on your end that somebody is trying to log in your app. Should you report them? And so if you report them, the operations will be taking place to make sure they are barred from accessing your So these things are, because these vulnerabilities are not things you can see with the naked eyes. It is until you put your work to test. So when you put it to security test, it will now show you that there is a vulnerability in this area. So when as a developer, if you see these vulnerabilities first, you'll be able to modify them and put more strong security measures to be able to battle against the infiltration of hackers into your But if they see it before you, they will take advantage. Yeah, they will take advantage of it and then manipulate it to their own gain. So that's just it.
Web 3 is a movement in tech that calls for the creation of a decentralized version of the internet based on a few technologies, with blockchain being a key one. Ethereum is currently the most popular platform on which Web 3 services are built. TechMode is dedicated to bring to your screen the happenings around tech space. Grab it, learn it, and stay relevant in this ever-evolving world of technology. Logging off.